I was going 15 miles an hour. I mean, I tell you, man, wow. This new Model T here by Ford.
With Henry Ford's invention of the Ford Model T, America was changed forever. The Ford Model T shocked the country so much because it was nothing like we'd ever seen before. Before the Model T, cars were an expensive item that only the wealthy could afford. After Henry Ford's invention, just about everyone could have an automobile for themselves. This led to the rise of car culture and even entertainment with automobiles, such as racing, like sprint cars and even NASCAR.
This is revolution. This technology is so good by Mr. Henry Ford himself, the man in the flesh, designed this Model T right here. It's so fast. I mean, so fast. This is more than any horse you have in your stable combined. You know, I personally, I know I'm more fortunate than a lot of people. I made a lot of money last week. They're so fast. Faster than any horse you got. Faster you can run. Faster than anything. They're just good. So just buy one. Because I can buy one. If I can buy one, you can buy one. Okay?
Oh, howdy there.
Howdy.
See this here corn here? It's gonna be a good year, I tell you what. This right here corn plant, it's gonna be a good year. A little bit dry, but should be alright. Should get some rains upcoming here.
Yeah, I reckon it'll be all right.
I'm just cultivating, working up the lane, working it up, We're making a lot of money this past few years, I tell you what. The bank's giving me money. See this brand new cultivator right here.
Brand new
Cultivator, and they let me have it. I gave it a loan. I took a loan out. They said I could have it. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Well, sir. Good afternoon. What are you looking for today?
Well, I'm thinking I apply for a loan. I really want to buy this new plow.
What class were you in?
I might need a couple hundred, 250, maybe something like that.
Here you go.
All right, sir.
I understand. All
Thank you,
times.
sir. The bank's gonna stay up if I need it again.
Yes, sir. I promise.
With the introduction of this method that Ezekiel has just performed, where the bank hands out loans, the people of America then realize that they can pull out money they don't have from the bank to buy things. This starts a massive issue where people end up taking lots of money out from banks, figuring that they'll be able to pay it off and get their money back if they need it. Throughout the 1920s, this seemed like a good deal, as people could buy what they wanted without having to worry about paying for it all at once. But when the 1930s came around, this process only went downhill. With the Great Depression striking America, people were losing money left and right, including banks. Since people were falling into debt, they decided to go back to the bank to get their money back from the loan they took out. But, as you all know, it's hard to give someone money back when you don't have the money. Just like that, banks started dropping like flies all across the country because they truly didn't have any money since they loaned it all to people. This exact situation will eventually occur with Ezekiel's bank since he's giving these people large loans that the Great Depression just ruins.
Alright, so you see this cultivator right here, this unit right here, you see these teeth down here. What this does, it worked up the land, and that is so get rid of the weeds and all that grass that's trying to come up, trying to ruin your crop, take them out. You see, these teeth right here, they go real deep, get rid of the grass, I don't see no problem with getting rid of all this. I mean, you're just working up the soil, that's what the ancestors been doing for years,
With more and more land being used for agricultural use out in the Midwest, farmers had taken advantage of the wide open prairies to use for growing crops. The farmers had carried along with them their old traditions of using the standard moldboard plow to turn over land and then run over it with a disc harrow to give a fine seed bed right after every harvest. These damaging methods of farming had worked great until the soil started getting very worked up, which doesn't mix very well with little to no rain. All of this very fine, loose soil began to get so light and dry that it started blowing in clouds of dust across the prairies. Farms and animals became completely buried with dirt, kids wore masks just to get to school, and crops were entirely ruined.
I tell you what, I mean, life out here on the Midwest has been good. It's been good years, you know. You know, them city slickers, you know, investing in the stock market and all that. I don't need that. You think I need that? All I need right here,
All you need right here, corn.
that's all you need.
All I need is
Shelf of
corn.
some
See,
hay.
look at that. It looks like it's starting to grow. You know?
Look at that, it's gonna be a good year.
I'll tell you.
Good year, man, I'll tell you what, man. You got hay too, you know, for the cattle.
Yep.
It's gonna be good. Them city folk, you know, they just don't get it, you know. We've been making a good living and I'm looking into buying a tractor.
The only thing is, though, they're a lot of money, you know.
You know, it's a lot of money, but, you know, with the way these years been, I should be all right.
As we start getting into the 1920s, farming technology is starting to become a lot more innovative and advanced. Tractors are beginning to become more popular rather than the difficult to run, clunky steam engines that we were used to seeing. Horses were still common to see running farms since tractors were such a big investment at the time, but the farmers with tractors could get a lot more work done in a day. This eventually will help lead into farming becoming a go big or go home type of industry, where you can't make a living off of a small patch to feed your family and maybe sell a little on the side anymore. This has to be a decent sized operation where you can make money off of surplus crops. After the booming 20s that America had seen with people making a living with plenty of money, the country had taken a turn for the worst. The 1930s had brought this wave of bad luck over the country. The main event that most people remember the time period from is the infamous Great Depression. The Great Depression was a time of bankruptcy, sadness, and loss for many people. We had started seeing farms and businesses go under left and right due to not being able to pay back loans. The financial situation was pure terror, as almost no one had any money anymore, and so it wasn't uncommon if your family barely had enough to eat for the week. People all over the place were losing their jobs and having a hard time finding work since there weren't many places still open that could afford to pay their workers. Some people had even ended up selling some of their belongings just to get by and survive, such as cars that they would have just bought in the Roaring 20s. To make matters worse for the 1930s, a lot of the other events that I've already discussed are occurring, such as the bank crisis and the Dust Bowl. These happenings had affected everyone across the country, not just the urban or rural areas. And with all of this happening at once, both Ezekiel and Jebediah were forced to sell just about everything they owned and to be pushed into the lowest of low.
Ezekiel, what's wrong?
You took all my money, took my car. I went to the bank, I got a loan for my car. They said, where's my money at? They said, I don't got any. I got no food, my family can't eat. Oh, Jebediah, what's wrong?
Man, they took all my money, man. You know that loan I took out for that truck? Gone. I was looking forward to a tractor, you know. Man, you know them dry storms coming through, man? And ain't never come no rain, man. Took over all my corn. You see this corn, man? There's no corn anymore. All dust blew over it. It ain't fair, man.
Dude, first gear like 10.
One more thing I want to. My daddy moved here. He birthed me.
You gotta say that. He didn't, first of all, he didn't birth you. That's your mother.
Talking about dang old. Talking about dang old.
You should just leave it like that. We're gonna make a blooper section.
You know, my horses do the same thing, you know. Yeah.
Shall I end the video?